What do we have here? What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more. Drum roll, please. Boxing. Listen, I got my cheesecake after a long, hard day of work. Sometimes you just, when you're a boss, such as myself, sometimes you just want some cheesecake late at night. Listen, I eat cheesecake. I stay up late. I mess with girls. I do what I want to do. And we just want a little sliver, just a regular cheesecake. I told you I'll come back. Oh, man. Being right all the time is a full-time job. Y'all see that? Oh, man, y'all made me spill it on my desk. Y'all gonna buy me a new desk. Where did that go? Y'all made me spill, man, where did that go? Y'all made me spill cheesecake on my desk, bro. Y'all gonna buy me a new desk. It's okay. I'm gonna make y'all pay. Y'all made me really spill that. I don't even know where it went. Where's the cheesecake? Hold on. Maybe I didn't spill it. I don't know. Whatever. I'll look. Shout out to B More. Man, we back. Smash your like button. The boxing plug. He said Terrence Crawford looking bad in these boxing streets. Y'all don't want to listen. Y'all gonna buy me a new desk. Y'all ruined it. Yo, this cheesecake is good as a mug. Y'all gotta hit the likes though, and then we'll get started. I'm not gonna get started until I finish this. Y'all about to get that work as soon as I finish. It's about to be a wrap for y'all. Man, we don't need no sleep. We out here grinding. Rodriguez, what's up? I'm almost done, y'all. Listen, I'm the host. I gotta get this cheesecake. Well, Jake Paul got a crazy knockout. What y'all think of the knockout? All right, I'm done. Shout out to Western Sydney. Was good. Smash the like button. What y'all think of the Jake Paul knockout before I get started with the Errol Spence? Listen, what y'all think of the knockout? Jake Paul, all over the internet. Congrats to Jake Paul. T. Wood, he didn't see it coming. It is what it is. He said Jake in the Denzel. Jake! Man, Jake Paul loaded up and landed. Oh. Man, I got these cat-like reflexes. The lid to the drink almost popped off, but I caught it in midair, so it didn't actually spill. It was fun, good for the sport. Yeah, it was nasty. I listen, I'm not even mad. I see a lot of people saying it was fixed and stuff. Bro, what looked fixed about it? The man he's strong, he's bigger. He was preparing for another guy. Tyron Woodley took it Late notice. He's not a lifelong boxer. I mean, what's so hard to believe? Some of y'all be in denial. It's sad. It's sad. Yo, y'all got to get the likes up. I told you there's certain things on my channel is non-negotiable at all. Non-negotiable. I'm not playing no games. Listen, we already the video, Jake Paul video is trending towards 100,000 plus. I don't have to do this stream. Y'all gonna respect my time, my gangster, bro. I've already done, 2 streams today? Like, we good. So it's up to the fans. If y'all want this information ain't free. Likes or loot. I try to tell you. I'm not finna do like overwork myself to do streams, and then the people who's lazy trying to siphon it. See, this is what happens in boxing. Everybody knows I'm a trendsetter. I've been around, blah, blah, blah. They listen to my content in secrecy, won't hit any of the engagement, and then they go, if they have a channel or whatever, they run back and then regurgitate what I've already told you. You see what I'm saying? Like, just don't take my word for it. Look at the content on my channel, and then you'll see an hour, 2 hour, 3 hour later, 4 hour later, other people just did the whole same videos I already put out. So these videos come at a cost, and that's non-negotiable. And my shooter's going to hold it down as well. And when it comes to this boxing, I told you anybody can do it. It's YouTube. Anybody can get on here, get a mic, get a little setup, blah, blah, blah. But the thing that has given me the most longevity in the sport is actually saying something worth being said and giving you guys factual information, not emotions, blah, blah, blah. Just like what we're about to talk about right now with Errol Spence. I promise you. Now, when I started, let me see who said that. When I started, I told you I'm the best at this. Somebody said, I don't even know where it is. Where is it? I don't know who said it. I can't even see that far up. But anyway, someone said, hey, you called this, you predicted it. I know. Try to tell you. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. So, in case you live under a rock, your boy Ego was right. Y'all don't believe me? Okay, I'll prove it. Okay, I'll prove it. Yeah, I'll prove it. They want me to prove it. Hold on. Let me pull it up. So, if you guys remember, WBA said there was some kind of tournament or whatever, and they said that the WBA said that there was a tournament and Ugas had to fight Stanionis, and from that point, people said, "Oh, Ego, that Crawford and Spence fight needs to happen." And I said, "I'm not worried about it. The Stanionis Ugas fight is not happening next." Who remembers me saying these things? I told you it ain't no skin off my back. I know I'm the greatest. Listen, be fair. I don't want anything in this world that is not mine. I do not try to take credit for things that I did not call. If I didn't call it, I didn't call it. I didn't know or whatever. But who remembers me saying that Stanionis Ugas was not going to happen because I believe Errol Spence versus Ugas will happen for the real fans of my channel. So others that are new to the channel know through your words and vouch for me if I'm telling the truth. I know Isaiah heard it because he be in here all the time. G Mays heard it. Yeah, B more Baltimore out here remembering what I said. B dog. Okay. He said, you dropped these gems for weeks. I try to tell you, I'm the greatest doing this. So this theory of mine is now not just a theory. This has been proven. Boom. WBA. Oh my gosh, I'm good. WBA verified page. What does that say? Eyeballs. Spence versus Ugas and Butiev versus Stanionis. President Gilberto Mendoza. I confirm that the WBA has authorized the combat after Stanionis agreed to withdraw to allow a unification. The Lithuanian will fight Butiev. Dang, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. Y'all said I didn't know what I was talking about? Okay. Y'all said I ain't got no sources? I don't know nothing? Okay. Hold on. Y'all had me typing Jake Paul. That's not even what I was looking for. Shout out to Jake Paul and his victory. Look. Dang, homie. It says best news of the night. Not this fight, but WBA president Gilberto Mendoza is here ringside confirming that Stanionis has agreed to step aside to allow for a mandatory title fight, paving the way for Errol Spence Ugas 3-belt fight first quarter of next year. Dang, I'm good. Look how good I am, yo. So there you have it. So all of y'all that said I was wrong, kiss my whole ass. That's it. That's all you have to do. Just bow down. Kiss the pinky ring. Kiss the pink. So y'all told me, a lot of y'all snakes and fakes, y'all said I was wrong. So kiss the pinky ring. Y'all gonna kiss the pinky ring. The WBA president has just confirmed tonight that everything is smoothed out and okayed for Errol Spence first quarter to fight your Dennis Ugas, coming off his best career performance against Manny Pacquiao. Kiss the ring. Listen, I got to get my pinky measured because it's been a while. I'm going to buy a ring. Y'all going to kiss the ring. I'm the king of this. I'm the king of this. I'm going to buy a pinky ring just so y'all can kiss it. Just so y'all can kiss it. Y'all said I didn't know what I was talking about. Y'all said, oh, Errol's trapped now. Big Fish got to fight Terrence Crawford because Ugas versus Stanley. That's what y'all told me. And I said, nah, I doubt that. Errol going to fight Ugas. I tried to tell y'all. Y'all didn't want to listen. Yeah. I'm going to buy a ring so y'all can kiss it. You know, if y'all know some good jewelers, let me know so I can buy the pinky ring. Y'all going to kiss it. Y'all going to kiss it. So, Spence Ugas, amazing fight, unification. Nobody can complain except for Crawford. You know, Crawford fans, they're going to complain, whatever. But it's too late because the WBA says that everything's on board. And actually, this makes more sense. So, Errol Spence is fighting Ugas for 3 belts. Remember what I said that? So he's going to be fighting for 3 belts. Ugas got the belt. Pacquiao beat Keith Thurman. And, you know, Ugas got elevated, so he didn't win the belt. But then the guy that beat Thurman for the belt, Pacquiao, they actually fought because Errol's eye was messed up. So they fought to show who really is the champion and who deserves that belt. And Ugas was the better man. Pacquiao, a Hall of Famer, was retired, you know, and he was eating like Mott's applesauce days after the Ugas fight. His eyes all swole up and he decided to retire. So, you know, great illustrious career for Pacquiao, but that wasn't his night. Ugas dominated and looked good, just like I told you in the Boxing Ego watch party of that particular fight. Ugas looked sharp. He looked like a southpaw killer. You know what I mean? Pacquiao didn't really have many answers, and, you know, he lost and ended up retiring. So now Errol is fighting for a 3rd belt, just like I told you, but y'all don't want to listen. But just like I told you, Errol's fighting for a third belt. Should Errol win or Ugas win, they will have 3 belts. And possibly, I got a video coming soon, possibly a Ring Magazine belt. So technically, they may even have 4 belts. They may even have 4 belts. So Mr. Terrence Bud Crawford, like I told you, he's doing these Aquaman videos in the ocean saying, oh, Errol, where you at? Ah. And I told you that didn't really make sense. You waited weeks until after your fight with Porter to do the Aquaman video in the ocean. The day after Gervonta Davis fought, when everybody was talking about that, about what a great fight Gervonta Isak Cruz was. And then you also tweeted out, oh, hey, IBF, please make me the mandatory. I'm trying to see something. And then I told you that didn't make sense because you're a champion. You have been a champion since you first moved up to welterweight, because your first fight at welterweight against Jeffrey Horn, who really lost to Pacquiao, the guy that Ugas really retired, and Errol's about to now fight, as we now find out, right? You've been a champion since that fight. So you begging the IBF, I told you that was a bad look. I told you that was a bad look. Remember I said that? I said it's a bad look. You're a champion. They're not going to rank you and make this special like exemption, most likely, to make a champion a ranked fighter for Errol Spence. So that just, it makes you look, I can understand one didn't get the fight, but it made Bud, business-wise, it made him look thirsty, because that's not how that was going to ever happen, right? And then strike 3 for Bud Crawford was Bud Crawford then, after all of that, so after Bud Crawford waited weeks until after the Porter fight, which kind of ended on a weird note because some people didn't even understand why Kenny Porter elected to stop the fight. You wait weeks after, and then Gervonta fought and Devin Haney had fought, and you then do this video in the ocean calling Errol names and saying he's not the big fish, or I'm in the ocean looking for you, or whatever. Then after that, like I said, you begged the IBF to make you ranked as far as a mandatory. After he did all that, Terrence Bud Crawford, then after those 2 things, strike 1 and 2, which I both told you those things kind of looked desperate. It didn't put you in the driver's seat to get Errol. And there were business plans to make Errol Spence Ugas, like I've been telling you. Then Crawford proceeded to argue with a fake Errol Spence. Remember? There was like an Errol Spence parody tweet, and they photoshopped it to make it look like it was the real Errol. Remember that? And Errol didn't even say nothing because there's nothing to say, because most likely Derek James and Errol Spence and Al Heyman and Yordenis Ugas and the WBA were working behind the scenes to make Errol Spence Ugas actually smooth it out and make it happen. So that's why Errol Spence wasn't even like communicating, and you took the bait. Bro, you fell for the mousetrap. Bud took the bait and started arguing with a Photoshop Errol, like a fake Errol Spence. And I told you, and I made videos, I was like, man, silence is golden. I think there's a reason for the silence. And then Errol Spence, the next day, after I made that statement, he posted on the gram and he said, a lot of y'all on social media take my silence for a weakness, and he posted this shirtless picture. So from Crawford begging to become a mandatory to the IBF, which clearly is not going to happen since IBF champion is fighting a 3-belt, possibly 4-belt unification, we just find out. So now you struck out there. The IBF, I don't even think they responded to Terrence Crawford's tweet. You know what I mean? Strike 2 was that ocean video. I told you that's not really going to handle the business to get you to fight. And then 3, you argued with the fake Errol. And while you're arguing with the fake parody Errol, even though it had a tweet and at the bottom it was like Facebook elements, so you could tell that was a Photoshop, Terrence Crawford, he did these things. And then now we find out that a 3-belt, possibly 4-belt unification is happening. So I told you, that's not the way. That's not the way. Errol is the big fish. How can, listen, I'm going to try to get that pinky ring so y'all can kiss it. But how is Errol not the big fish if he beats Ugas, who just coming off the best performance of his career, retiring a legend in Pacquiao? How is he not the big fish if he got 3 belts? He's done better attendance numbers. We know Errol Spence and Ugas will likely be on pay-per-view, right? We know it'll likely be on pay-per-view, and it'll do better numbers than Sean Porter versus Crawford after really Ugas and Errol Spence had already beaten Sean Porter. Oh my God. I told you I make boxing look good. That's why they come to my town. Listen, any of your artists want to remain artists, don't want to have to worry about the executive producer all in the video, come to Boxing Ego. These big media he said, these big media outlets watch your videos, bro. They take what you come out with and try to spin it into their own work. We know where they come to get the facts. I try to tell you I'm the best doing it. Listen, that's why we get paid so well. That's why they pay me so handsomely. Because I just stay in my lane, say whatever. Porter, block Darren. Don't you ever interrupt me. We don't know you. Don't you ever interrupt me. Block Darren Jennings. Don't you ever interrupt me. You don't got no stripes. We don't know you, cuz. Block him. Get him out of here. I don't care what you talking about. Go start your YouTube. Do what I done. Oh, shout out to B-Dog. That's an excellent point. He said in Errol Spence, Ugas, the gate is going to be much higher. And the promoter of the fight, hey, Isaiah, you blocked the wrong person. You might want to fix that. Isaiah, you blocked the wrong person. And he's laughing at you because you blocked the wrong person. So you might want to unblock that person and block the person that I asked y'all to block, which is Darren Jennings. Thank you. Thank you. So anyway, a lot of you nitwits said I didn't know what I was talking about, and I was saying what I was saying to hate on Crawford. But I told you, I don't make videos to be wrong. I don't say things to emotionally lash out. I don't have a problem with Crawford or anybody else, but I will speak my mind in what I'm seeing in this game. And if you can't handle that, then this channel really is not for you, you know? But at the end of the day, you guys look stupid because you said that I didn't know what I was talking about. And Errol is pressured into fighting Crawford because Ugas was going to fight Stanionis. Guess what? It happened verbatim as I told you. Stanionis was going to step aside. And that's exactly what the WBA came out with. That's exactly. That's it. And it makes all the sense in the world. And worse off for the Crawford fans who said I was hating and all that. What makes it worse is if you're being a fair, objective boxing critic and you're not just being a biased nitwit, you can't even complain about the fight. Because truth be told, Ugas fought someone who is more accomplished and even like widely accepted and respected in Manny Pacquiao. I'm not saying nothing negative about Sean Porter, but we all know Manny Pacquiao is the only 8-division champion, and his resume and the totality of his career, he's won like a lot of his bigger fights where Sean Porter lost some of them bigger fights, even albeit close. You see what I'm saying? So people propped up Pacquiao higher than they propped up Porter. You see what I'm saying? And Ugas just beat a Hall of Famer for sure in Manny Pacquiao in dominant fashion versus Crawford. He stopped and became the first one to stop Porter. But at the same time, people thought it was questionable, the stoppage. Porter says post-fight that he wasn't even training like he normally trains, right? And this is really after Kell Brook had already beaten Porter. This was after Ugas really beat Porter. And this was after Errol Spence beat Porter. Crawford got him in his last fight of his career. So you can't, I can't wait to see old media try to come out with the spin job to suggest that for some reason Errol Spence Ugas is a horrible fight because you want to see Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. The spin job, you're gonna have to do something. Nate, give me some reasons. Because what are you gonna say? Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence is this grandiose big fight, and his own promoter is Bob Arum. Bob Arum is saying he can't sell. So how are you going to say it's a bigger fight? We don't know that, because according to his promoter for his last 20 fights, Bob Arum said he ain't making no money, and he losing money every time out, and the numbers is trash. So what can old media concoct? Because ego does it again. The great ego Stradamus strikes again. What is old media gonna? Okay, but my man Ricky said it's coming. That's fine. But what are they going to say that makes intelligible sense to downplay Errol Ugas to suggest that Terrence Crawford and Spence is the fight to be had next? Exactly, D. Moten. He says that's definitely a dangerous fight for Errol Spence coming off of an injury and a layoff. Exactly. So old media, they can't, bro, there's nothing you can say. There's nothing you can say. The only thing you can say is, what part of your pinky should I kiss, ego? That's the only thing you can say. Bow down, kiss the ring. Because let's unpack this. Ugas just retired Pacquiao, a definite Hall of Famer who won a lot of his big fights and done something no one in boxing history has done, 8-division champion. Ugas dominantly beat Pacquiao. Terrence Crawford's own team, as well as my scorecard, Terrence Crawford was down on the scorecard versus Porter before the knockout, and it was a super competitive fight. Beyond that, Ugas really beat Sean Porter when they fought. I've always said that. I've always maintained that. Errol Spence actually on the judges' scorecard beat Sean Porter. So both PBC fighters, I know old media likes to have this anti-PBC agenda, but guess what? Both of the PBC fighters had already fought each other, and they already had fought against Sean Porter, and really they both beat him. And in my opinion, like I've always told you, I even had Danny Garcia in a closer fight beating Sean Porter. And guess who Errol Spence's last opponent was? Oh, yeah, that's right, Danny Garcia. So you could really make a strong, intelligent argument that Danny Garcia beat Porter close, Ugas beat Porter in a competitive fight, and then we know Errol Spence actually got the nod. So Errol just beat Danny, who I think beat Sean Porter close. Ugas just retired Pacquiao to solidify who was the true WBA champion or whatever. And Ugas already had fought Porter before Errol Spence even, and Ugas beat Porter. And then Errol really beat him on the judges' scorecards. So no matter how you slice it, Crawford is just now getting, a PBC guy who got put through the mill, in the ringer with every PBC guy, basically. That's why by the time he got to Crawford, he looked like he was almost is detached from the boxing, because he had been through the wars with Keith Thurman. He had been through wars with Errol. He had been through the Kell Brook was a tough fight. He had been through Danny Garcia was a tough, et cetera, et cetera. Ooh, it says, if Errol Spence, shout out to LM Impulse. It says, Spence beats Ugas. Does he get to ask for 65-35 against Bud? Do you think Bud's ego is what didn't let that fight happen? I don't know what Errol Spence feels, so that's really a question for him. You know what I mean? I don't know what kind of splits. All I know is Bud Crawford can't expect to truthfully get the fight if he is not realistic, which is what I've been telling you from the beginning. So we're taking away the win from Bud. Block him. Taylor. Block Taylor. That was stupid. Nobody can take a win if you want. Either you won or you won. So block him. Block him. Get him out of here. See, that's what happens when you're great, such as myself. They just make up stuff. I didn't say that. When did I say that Crawford didn't beat Porter? You're not going to make up no words. Listen, I told you, either you're going to make a statement to me or you're going to ask me a question. But you're not going to make a statement as if I said it and then put a question mark at the end as if it's something that I said. That's what y'all not going to do. So either you got a statement you want to make, and it better be like something I said, if you're claiming I said it, that's all I ask. Or you got a question for me. But you're not going to dress up a statement that's a lie and then put a question mark at the end as if this is something that I told you. Oh, y'all got to learn to keep up. Ricky Williams said, Bud don't want it what Errol Spence Jr. never has. Ricky Williams is not letting up. He's going for the jugular. Yeah, y'all got to think before you speak. Ask me a question or make your statement. But if you make a statement and it's supposed to be something I said, make sure I said it. That's it. You're not going to say I said something that I didn't say. Oh, so you're saying, no. If I said, I have no problem speaking. I speak the English language very well. I have no problem speaking. So there should be, if you speak English, there should be no confusion as to what I'm saying because I speak eloquently when I say it. So if you can't comprehend or keep up, that's something you got to go back to school or whatever. Bud should fight Boots. Yeah, we'll see if that happens. We'll see. We'll see if that happens. Bro, I told you, y'all didn't want to listen. Y'all know I'm the best ever, but y'all still doubt it. So now I'm glad the cat's out the bag. See, look, my man Will Womack said, Ego, you called it. I try to tell y'all don't want to listen to me. See, because again, some of your favorite boxing personalities or reporters, Instagram pages, Facebook, YouTube, boxing writers, they're going off emotion. They're going off of what they want and stuff. I'm looking at the signs. And it's funny because y'all say I don't know what I'm talking about, but how do I just keep getting it right? If I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm just that lucky? My luck's just that good? I just called this Errol Spence Ugas like to a T again, like off luck. Like, dang. I might have to go play the lotto then if my luck's just that good. Y'all don't want it. That's what I'm saying. The better you can control your emotions as a man, the better you'll be in life. And that's what I do. I don't have nothing against Bud. The stuff I'm saying is what I really feel. And I'm telling you why I feel it. I explain it. I show you the signs. I give as much as I can. You know what I mean? When I'm doing these videos. It's up to you to, once it leaves my mouth, it's up to you to grasp what's being said and apply it or don't apply it. That's on you. But I told you, Bud is in no position of leverage. And y'all like, no, you're hating. Oh, you keep hating on Crawford. Okay, so is it now that we know what we know? So in case you're just joining, the WBA president, Mendoza, just said that everything's good and Errol Spence is fighting Ugas next and Stanionis is fighting Butiev, the guy that just beat Jamal James. So tell me how Bud has this leverage that y'all was talking about. Oh, man. I'll make this look good, man. I'll make this look pretty. Tell me how he has the leverage. If Errol's fighting for a 3rd/4th belt because Ring Magazine belt, they said if Ugas, unless Ring Magazine breaks their pact or what they said, one of the people with Ring Magazine said, Ugas, if you fight Spence next, we'll put the Ring Magazine belt. So tell me how Bud has the advantage. He's a free agent. But I told you, it's not just about being a free agent. People have been asking you to be a free agent since you resigned. So things don't, in life, the world doesn't revolve around me. The world doesn't revolve around you. So you can't not listen to people. I mean, you could do whatever you want, but you can't not listen to people and think the world's going to revolve around you. And you finally get it years too late. There's been all these shifts in the division. Sean Porter just retired after the Bud fight. Danny is kind of inactive, may go to 154, lost to Errol Spence. Mikey's losing to Sandals or whatever. Up-and-comers are emerging like Jerron Boots Ennis, Virgil Ortiz, blah, blah. Lots changed. You could have, before the Jose Benavidez fight, you were a free agent. You could have did what you're doing now and exploring free agency back then. Now you waited till all these shifts happen, and life doesn't work like that, bro. Life does not work like that. It's like a girl. If a girl is interested in you, right? A girl wants to date you and she has a high level of interest in you. Let's say it's March. That's my birthday month, so we'll use March. So let's say it's March 2021 and this chick was really on your line and she really wanted to be with you and you were interested in somebody else. So you kind of fronted her off. Now it's December and you go back to that chick and you're like, oh, hey, what's up, Cindy? What's good? You want to date? Man, months have elapsed. The summer's over. She could have been at a spot where she was vulnerable at that given moment. She could have found a dude she liked. She could be in a relationship. She could be married. You think you can come back to that girl that was feeling you in March and then it's December or January and you just go back to the girl and then the girl is ready for you. That's not how life works. Reality check. That is not how life works. You can't just do things on your time. Like there's certain opportunity, like it could be a job. Let's say Costco wanted to hire you in May and then you had another job or you didn't want the job, but then now you down on your luck and you unemployed. And now in January, you call Costco back. Hey, you still want to hire me? You're like, no, we wanted to hire you last year in May. We had the pandemic or this rush or whatever. This is when we needed you. You didn't come on to the company then. We good now. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say Costco in May of 2020. Remember when they was out of toilet paper and they was out of paper towels? They wanted to hire you then. You can't wait till 2021 when the vaccines and booster shots are widely available and their stock has calmed down and toilet paper and paper towels are back in stock every day at Costco. And then now you want to get a job. That's Bud Crawford, bro. They wanted you when the pandemic first started because they needed people. They needed people because they were understaffed. They were out of a lot of inventory, blah, blah, blah. The pandemic, there was a lot that was unknown. Block T Dot. Bro, you talking too much. We don't know you, cuz. We don't know you. Get him out of here, bro. Get him out of here. See, and this is the thing. This is why I got to do him greasy, because it be the same people that be doubting and saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. And then after they try to blend in. No, get him out of here. Y'all tripping, bro. Somebody gonna send $10 Zelles. He tripping, bro. This dude gonna send the $10 straight to my bank account. Uzarolia, he said, keep your foot on the Chupapi Muñeño's neck. Bro, why y'all keep sending me these Zelles about Chupapi Muñeños? Oh, my boy. Listen, Daniel McConan, let's get it. My boy. $5. Let's say Spence gets past Ugas. How do you see Bud versus Spence play out? I'm telling you, shout out to Daniel. Appreciate you for the PayPal. I don't see the fight guaranteed happening because of Bud Crawford. I keep telling you, Ricky Williams just said something. Ego, look at how the announcement comes right after Bud talking about nothing changed on the split. All Bud had to do was negotiate. This dude is a duck. Bro, listen, y'all not understanding. Listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what Ricky is saying. I swear to you, I am not fully confident that the Errol Spence Crawford fight can or will happen. Right? Because of Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford does not, in a negotiating stance, he is not living in the real world. He's not. Errol is about to have, if he can defeat Ugas, which is no give me fight, he's going to be in a respected fight against Yordenis Ugas. If he can beat him, he will have 3 or 4 belts. Bud Crawford and some of his fans, they want to paint this narrative that he's in the driver's seat. And unless he bows down, which he's not good at or he hasn't shown to be good at, I don't see him. He doesn't run the negotiating leverage. It's that simple. So he said he living in Budland. That's what I've been telling y'all the same thing. Y'all don't want to listen. Bro, using the Costco example. Costco is a union. I used to work for them. I had a lot of jobs before this, right? Costco is union, right? If I get a job at Costco and I have a good resume, anything, I'm a great worker, I'm a people person, I'm strong, I can lift, I'm a fast learner. If I am not realistic with my hourly wage, it's like, how much you think you're going to get? And I'm like, man, give me $38 starting. They're not going to hire me. Even though I'm acing the interview, I'm well-spoken, I'm dressed nice, I have experience. If I do not present a realistic number that is within that company for that position's range, they will not give me the job. If I want $38 an hour and they can, with $38 an hour, I used to work as a manager and hire people. I know how this works. If I want, okay, we're going to raise it to 50. We're going to raise it to 50. My boy Isaiah, he went in on this. So if I say I want $50 an hour at Costco for the holidays, they're going to be like, screw you, because I can pay 5 workers part-time $10 an hour and get 5 times the productivity and not burn them out because it's 5 separate people, right? And then I can schedule them. This guy, and imagine me wanting $50 and I'm saying, oh, I don't want to work on weekends. Bro, it's not going to happen. This is reality of any type of business. You don't want to work weekends and you want an exorbitant amount of money. And even if you're qualified for $50 an hour, we could just pay somebody minimum wage. We, get 2-3 people at minimum wage, 2-3 people that are willing to work weekends, some young 18, 19-year-olds that might even be stronger than me or whatever, and do it like that. Block Big Zoe. Get these dudes out of here. Y'all must pay. We gonna make all y'all pay. Block Big Zoe. Block Big Zoe. These dudes just don't get it. Y'all saying Crawford ducking Spence. I'm saying what I'm saying. Crawford has 0 leverage. He's had 1 WBO belt since he got to welterweight. That's the reality. He has 1 belt that he's had, and he's done lackluster attendances and gates and pay-per-view sales. So if he does not approach the situation with any form of reality, he thinks there's a phrase, it's called delusions of grandeur. This is Mr. Terrence Crawford. He believes that his value in the marketplace supersedes Errol Spence, and he's not in that type of positioning. It's that simple. How much more clear do I need to be? I'm speaking perfect English. I'm not going too fast. How much more is there to say? I'm being very blunt. So there's a lot of people, they wish they could be blunt like me. They wish they could do what I'm doing. I'm not stuttering. I'm not mincing my words. This is very easy stuff to follow. And if y'all can't follow it, sit back and chill. And if you don't do that, then my shooters will spill. Shout out to Diego619. Salute, Ego. Spence versus Ugas is a tough fight. Exactly. Everyone has no choice but to respect that fight. It's a great fight. But I think Spence will win. And if he does, Bud has to take 60-40. See? But Bud's ego might be a problem. See? People, longtime subscriber, my boy Diego, he gets what is being said. Bud's ego. No pun intended, bro. That's what this boils down to. You can never have delusions of grandeur and feel that you're more pertinent. Like Tommy Fury, right? He pulled out the fight, Jake Paul. If Tyron Woodley was like, oh, give me $8 million, they probably wouldn't have used him as an opponent, because you're not driving Jake Paul in that equation is the A side. So Showtime is not finna pay Tyron Woodley $8 million. We looked at your whole UFC career. You ain't never made $8 million in one fight. It's basic business, basic arithmetic. What can't y'all understand? Errol Spence. Let me ask y'all a question. Who's had the harder journey at welterweight? Who's done the heavier lifting at welterweight? Terrence Bud Crawford or Errol Big Fish Man Down Spence? Simple question. Simple question requires simple answers. Who has had the harder journey or path given who they faced, when they faced them, how they faced them, the event? Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford? Man, Ricky, he finna body y'all. When has ego and pride fed anyone? Exactly. So you see, you can make this as easy as possible. I don't care if you love Crawford. I don't care if you're from Nebraska. I don't care if you're from Omaha, 402. That's great. Love Crawford. That's fine. I don't care if your last name's Crawford. Errol Spence has done the heavier lifting. Very simple concepts to understand, especially at welterweight. It's no comparison. At the time Errol fought Kell Brook, he was a fresher Kell Brook. Then years later, after Triple G and Errol beating him, and he hadn't made weight in 3 years, and then Crawford finally gets him. These are the realities. That's what Crawford's team could get. At the time Ugas and Errol fought Porter, he was a bit fresher than a 455-day inactive Sean Porter, who is a commentator now for every network. DAZN, Triller, he got his own podcast, PBC, he doing Def Poetry Jam and all this stuff. That's the reality. So in every single category, Terrence Crawford, from any business stance, is losing. I don't care if you think Crawford beats Errol Spence. The fight will not happen. And we won't even get to that point if Crawford, like I've been saying, is not reasonable. This is common sense. Let me ask y'all, who has done better business? Like, whatever they were getting paid made more sense to the company because that person was more profitable, putting butts in the seats, selling pay-per-views, right? People buying merchandise, people buying the cable and pay-per-views. Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford? Okay. What are we talking about, bro? So when Errol says big fish, this is not just I'm big fish, I'll beat you in a fight. He's the big fish. He running the welterweight division, right? Blah, blah, blah. So look, we've already established that. Errol Spence has done the heavier lifting. Not even a question in my mind. And now he's going to continue to do the heavier lifting by fighting a Ugas who's fresh off of the heels of retiring Pacquiao, and he only had 11 days to train for Pacquiao. Now, just put this in your pipe and smoke it. If we're finding out that Errol Spence and Ugas are fighting in the first quarter, then guess what? Ugas has plenty of time to train, and he gets a full camp. That makes him dangerous because he just beat Pacquiao with 11 days to prepare for Pacquiao specifically. This is common sense. He beat a person like Pacquiao off of 11 days. Now he has full time to prepare for Errol specifically because right now is December 19th and he knows he's fighting Errol Spence next. So he has plenty of time to get ready. He's a great fighter. He's redefined his career, rejuvenated his career. He's a champion, and he had a showdown with Pacquiao to prove that he deserves to keep that belt. Because at one point he got elevated to the WBA super champion, and people thought that was wrong of Pacquiao because Pacquiao had beat Keith Thurman, and because Pacquiao was inactive with the pandemic, they stripped him of his belt. But seeing how Ugas beat Pacquiao, he left no questions. I'm the champion. I'm the WBA champion because Pacquiao had a chance to reclaim that title, and he couldn't. So we've talked about heavier lifting, resume, more in prime, fresher guys. That goes to Errol Spence. We talked about revenue, business, tickets sold, butts and seats, pay-per-view sales. That's Errol as well. There's no Crawford fight in existence, one single fight that had more people than Mikey Garcia there. That had 51,000 people. I was there. There's no Crawford fight that even contained. Oh my God. Omaha doesn't even have a venue that can contain the same amount of people as the AT&T Stadium. You understand that? There's no venue that I've heard of in Omaha that's bigger than the AT&T Stadium in Dallas. That's the reality. So anybody saying anything different, you're just trying to be contrarian or be right or whatever. And you looking dumb. So now, finally, so I've already established Errol has had the tougher journey or path and resume at welterweight over Crawford. I've already established, and I had y'all vote. So that when I say establish, y'all are helping me establish this. Errol Spence fought the tougher competition at that given point, right? Errol Spence has done all the better numbers and his promoter's not throwing him under the bus saying I lose money. All that stuff Crawford has. A promoter that was working with him and says, I got the financials and he suck, he can't sell. It's not my opinion, it's what Bob Arum said, who you re-signed to. Now, third, now we find out Errol Spence is fighting Yordenis Ugas, who just retired a Pacquiao and has that belt. He solidified himself as the true WBA champion. So in what world can Crawford now leapfrog Errol Spence and claim to be the big fish if Errol Spence beats Ugas, a credible champion, off a great win like Pacquiao, and he claims and nabs a third, possibly fourth, because the Ring magazine might be eligible per what they said, and then Ugas has the WBA belt. How on earth can Crawford catch up to Errol Spence? That's what I'm saying. This is a work in progress. This is over the course of several years. There's a great interview with one of my favorites, a person that has inspired my channel and inspired me. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. Kobe Bryant said most people train for basketball or whatever like an hour or so 2 times a week. That's not good enough. He said he was training like 6 to 12 hours every single day, right? And I might have the amount of hours mistaken, but basically he said he was doing way more. He was like, why these guys are traveling 1 hour and then like, oh, let me take a break and I'll train in the summer. He said he was training like a beast, 6-hour, 12-hour days every single day. So he says what happens is guys try to catch up in the NBA, and when they have the summer camps and practices, they try to go hard. He's like, you can't keep up with me because while you're only showing up for the summer, I'm showing up every single day since I was 6 years old, training 12 hours a day every single day and barely resting. Black Mamba mentality, right? So, okay, he said for Kobe, basketball was a job. He was put in 8-hour days. Okay, so imagine that. A guy, since he was 6 or 8 years old, putting in 8-hour days, tunnel visioned and hyper focused on basketball only. On basketball only. How he said it becomes impossible for guys to catch up in one summer. How you gonna catch up to? I've been doing this since I was 6 and 8. How you gonna catch up in 3 months? Because you practiced for 3 months. So that's the same concept of the marketing strategy and Errol Spence's ascension versus Crawford. Errol Spence, this has happened for him. Big Fish wasn't an overnight thing. He became Big Fish. Oh, he did great numbers in Jerry's World, you know, at the practice stadium with Ocampo. He did 15, 16,000. They're like, all right, let's take him to the Dallas Cowboys stadium, AT&T. Then he did 51 with Mikey, blah, blah, blah. You know, then he beat Sean Porter in unification. He beat Kell Brook in Sheffield, 20,000, blah, blah, blah. So this is over the duration of several years. Bud can't make that up because he's now a free agent. There's no power move he can do that leapfrogs years of dedicated, deliberate, strategizing and marketing of a fighter. It's just like Gervonta Davis, another premier boxing champions fighter, Mayweather Promotions fighter, Al Heyman advised fighter. Why is everybody mentioning Gervonta's name now? Because for several years, he kept doing his thing and winning and doing venues and stuff. Now he's the it guy. Lomachenko's never been on pay-per-view. He said he would need a miracle. He would have to fight Canelo and knock him out. And that's not going to happen because Canelo fighting Makbuk Air at cruiserweight. Bro, it's impossible. I don't care about the Crawford Spence fight, who you think wins, because we don't truthfully know until they fight. But it's not going to happen because Crawford is his own worst enemy. And unless he conforms, I don't see it happening. Period. Like I've been telling you, bro. Shout out to Ricky Williams. He said you can't cheat work ethic. Exactly. Bro, you can't. Bro, there's nothing you can do. There's nothing you can do, bro. Because you can't stop God's work like years in the making. And then Crawford, he thinks he can make bad decision after bad decision, stay with the wrong team long. And then now he's free. He thinks everything's going to be in his favor. That's not how it works, bro. It's like, let's say you're moving. I could do this all day. I can give analogies all day. Let's say you're moving. A smart person, if they're going to do the move themselves and they're moving cross country, they're going to give themselves a fighting chance. They're going to go to the U-Haul place, see when they can get the vehicle, get it in advance, put the deposit down to make sure on that date they want to leave, the U-Haul truck is reserved and they ain't going to have no problems. They're also going to get the U-Haul truck and then go look at the different sizes to see if it can fit their home, and not get one that's too small or way too big and you're paying too much money. Basically, prepare. Listen, if you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail, period. Crawford has not, business-wise, made any of these decisions. He hasn't been built like that for different reasons. He's not going to be able to lap Errol. He's not going to be able to lap Errol off of any one singular move because Errol Spence didn't become big fish off of any one singular move. And see, this is the diehard Crawford fans. They're going to get mad and say, oh, you dick riding and stuff like that. But why does it have to be that as opposed to there's people out here actually being yes men and not even listening to the conversation? It don't have nothing to do with deriding nobody. It has something to do with the facts. If you don't want to hear the facts, that's on you. I don't really care. But for those reasons, Crawford ain't in the driver's seat, which is what I told you. Checkmate. It's that simple. I don't even care about the pay-per-view now. It's going, whatever it is, it'll be more profitable than Crawford fights, period. So who cares? Like, y'all play these games. I'm just telling you the overall synopsis. I don't care what the numbers are unless Showtime or whoever, Fox, finna cash me out. I really could care less. I'm just telling you the totality of why Crawford's in the position he's in. So Crawford, I told you, Crawford doing these ocean call-out videos, how far did that get him? You did an ocean call-out video within a week or two, all them plans are now shambled, or they're down in shambles. You see what I'm saying? Like, so Crawford's like, oh, Errol, where you at? That was very short-lived. You did that about a week ago. Errol he stayed silent. Fans and YouTubers and stuff, people made video, oh, the pressure's on Errol. That lasted for a week, and now we find out this grandiose plan. And at the end of the day, how can you, there's nothing, I've already done the math, bro. There's nothing anyone can do. Errol's coming off a retina surgery where his eye, was bad or whatever, that forced him to pull out a Pacquiao fight. So how are you going to be like, oh, Errol, you a punk for not fighting Crawford when he has an in-house fight, a guy like Ugas, who's going to be reasonable at the negotiating table, actually is coming off a credible win versus Pacquiao, and that's a dangerous fight. So what can you say? What can you say? Like, Errol, oh, you weak for fighting another champion who just beat Pacquiao? Oh, man, y'all got some serious work to do. It's looking over for y'all. He said Bud played himself. What can you say to hate? Let me hear the old media hate. Let me hear the Crawford fan hate. What you gonna say? Oh, Ugas is weak. He's not undefeated. Okay, but he just beat Pacquiao. And he beat Sean Porter. And he beat Omar Figueroa. And he beat Ramos, who Josecito Lopez about to fight. And he beat Ray Robinson, who beat Crawford in the amateurs. So what can you say? What can you say? Crawford is not in the driver's seat. Bud can make 40-60 deal easier now that Top Rank no longer has big percentage of his money. He should take 60-40. But see, that's what y'all, shout out to Kenichi Bear. But that's what y'all don't understand. Who knows if that's even the deal anymore? You see what I'm saying? Errol Spence, just listen to what I'm saying. If I don't make sense, then y'all tell me about myself. Errol Spence, like a while ago, said, yeah, we could probably do like 60-40. He said that when he had 2 belts. So who knows if PBC would even offer him that deal when he looked how he looked versus Porter. His numbers didn't come back good. His promoter threw him under the bus. And then if Errol gets a 3rd or 4th belt. So who knows if that's even the same deal? Like, this is what I said at the beginning. Oh, my gosh, bro. This is what I said at the beginning. If a girl likes you in March, you can't just front her off and then come back to her in December and say, hey, what's up? You still want to go on that date? It doesn't work like that. Like, bro, listen, if somebody would have negotiated for my channel, let's say they wanted some advertisement. If you would have negotiated my channel 3 years ago, right? Maybe at that given time, I would do an advert for this amount of money. But 3 years later, I'm not doing it for what I was going to do. That's the whole purpose of business, is to thrive and flourish. You see what I'm saying? Bro, you should have got it while it was cheap. It's just like a stock or anything else. You know what I'm saying? If you got Bitcoin, you know what I mean? Like, you got some Bitcoin or whatever, and when it first came out, you got it low. That is not worth that no more. Bitcoin is Jada Kiss. Fat Joe told you, yesterday's price is not today's price. So I don't know. I'm not PBC. I'm not Errol. But I do know that things change, and yesterday's price is not today's price. Terrence Crawford could have got him some Bitcoin previously at 60-40 or whatever. He said no, hell no, unless I'm getting the 60. It didn't go any further than that. So now if Errol gets a 3rd and maybe 4th belt, what if he knocks out Ugas? You know, I don't know what's going to happen. Ugas could beat him. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. So it's just like a stock. You're not going to get that Bitcoin stock once everybody is turned on to it. Man, come on, bro. What y'all talking about? Bud and Top Rank are business partners. Bro, it's the same thing with stocks, bro. You could have got Bitcoin 5 years ago and you didn't invest. And then now you're trying to invest and it's at an all-time high. So good luck. You see what I'm saying? Like, it don't work like that. It said DAZN asked him if he would take 50-50. Bud said no, he didn't care. Dude is all over the place. It was whatever. All right, bro. So anyway, get ready for it. Ugas Errol. Get ready for it. Like I told you. I try to tell y'all. Y'all say, oh, you're just a PBC lover. All right, whatever. Bet that up. And then when I'm right, y'all look crazy. Hell yeah, bet that up. Whatever. Y'all thought I didn't know nothing. Nah, okay. Yeah, smash the like button, gang, gang, bro. Y'all say, oh, you're just hating on Crawford. You're a PBC like, yeah, all right. Yeah. Like I feel like Canelo. Yeah. They, whatever. Say what you want, and then when I'm right, kiss the ring. Yeah. Y'all gonna kiss the ring. Bro, I told you it don't work like that. Like, imagine if anybody, Snapchat first came out and you could have been a part of it and you didn't at the time. Now they don't want you, bro. You see what I'm saying? That's why when opportunity knocks, you got to answer. You know what I'm saying? If you could have get down with Snapchat or TikTok, imagine that. Imagine TikTok, they're like, man, Ego, we really need you. This is why life has gambles like this. Let's say TikTok first came out and they're like, man, I'm doing well for myself. Right? And they're like, man, we need you, Ego. We want you to work for TikTok. And I'm like, man, I don't care about no TikTok. And then it blow up. And I'm like, then I call TikTok. Then I want to call TikTok. You know what I'm saying? Now I want to call TikTok after they done blown up. And I'm like, hey, TikTok, y'all hiring still? Nah, life don't work like that, bro. And we all knew from the beginning the easiest thing that Bud could have done to make the Errol Spence or whatever fight that he wanted was to check out what PBC was offering and if he could get in on PBC. Bud want to do it his way. That's what's up. Now you're in this mess that you're in. And now they're doing exactly what they said they was going to do, cleaning up their side of the street, and you acting bewildered and brand new about it like you didn't knew about it. Man, listen, I said you acting bewildered and brand new about it like you never knew about it. That's a bar. Listen, when I speak these facts, I ain't even got to shout it. Now, Terrence Crawford and his fans acting bewildered and brand new about it when from the jump you knew about it. That's a bar. Errol told you at the Danny Garcia-Sean Porter fight on the mic when he had that blue like compression long sleeve on and y'all said he was drunk or whatever y'all was saying. He said, oh, yeah, I'll fight Crawford, but I'm going to clean up my side of the street. He can do whatever he's doing, and I'll meet you at the finish line. Fight your people. I'll fight my side of the street. That's what he told you. He said that. So PBC, only in boxing do you see idiots get mad at the people who are doing exactly what they told you years ago they were going to do, and you're not mad at the person like Bud Crawford for making the decisions and not getting none of this stuff. Like, what are we doing here, bro? I know I'm the god of boxing talk. Bro, listen, only in boxing do you see people get angry with the company and the people and the organization and the entities and the people who told you all along what they were going to do, and they're doing what they said they were going to do, but have no energy or animosity for the people who said X, Y, and Z and didn't do none of what they said they were going to do. For example, Errol told you the blueprint. He said, I'm going to clean up my side of the street before the Crawfords, boom, boom, boom. I'm going to collect all this over here, easy fights, in-house fights to make. We got too many people. We got too much work. I'm going to clean up my side. That's what he says. I have it on my memory card because I was there in New York when he said it, and I'm from Cali. Bro, I'm from Cali, bro, and I was there. So I remember him saying that, and he said it numerous times. He said, I'm going to clean up my side of the street, man down, blah, 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 line them up. I'll line them up. I don't care who I fight, blah, blah, blah. He said that. Bud's team told you they was getting a Pacquiao fight. Pacquiao retired. He never got the Pacquiao fight. But only y'all idiots is mad at Errol Spence and PBC for doing what they told you they was going to do. They said, we got too much smoke at welterweight. We going to run through this and do these in-house fights just like Top Rank or anybody else did. And you mad, bro, and you mad at them, and they told you what the game plan was. Like, I would be more mad. Like, imagine if it just say this was TV programming, right? If you looked at the TV channel and it said Channel 10 was going to have a football game, then the news, and then, Weather Channel, weather was coming next, and none of that happened. Would you be more mad at that channel or this channel, ABC, told you it was a General Hospital marathon and you clicked on it? You going to be mad at the channel that didn't, the programming that they advertised, they didn't do none of that. You said it was going to be, the news and then the weather, and then there was a football game on that day. I wouldn't be mad at the channel. That General Hospital, ABC told you they doing 3 hours of General Hospital, and then the news is coming on at 5. But y'all maniacs is mad in boxing at the people who are doing what they always told you they were doing. Yeah, look at Darrell. He said Crawford should have joined PBC years ago. I told you. It's over, bro. I'm not going to be mad at the people for like the same thing with Jake Paul. He just slaughtered T Wood. Why would I be mad at him? He did exactly what he said he was going to do. He said, I'm a Errol, I'm a F him up. I'm a F him up. Then that's what he did. He slept T Wood. I'm not mad at that. Why would I be mad at any man who says he's going to do something and he does exactly what he said he's going to do? But then when a man says he's going to do something and then he doesn't do it, I'm not mad at that person. That doesn't make sense in my world. And that's not alpha. Jake Paul said, I'm going to F up T Woodley and leave no doubts. He F'd up T Woodley and left no doubts. He slept him with one single shot. Face plant style, Pacquiao style. I'm not mad at people who do what they say they're going to do. That's just me. Y'all mad at Errol for doing what he already told you he was going to do, and you're trying to act brand new about it. Terrence Crawford's team's the one that said we fighting Pacquiao in Abu Dhabi and Qatar and Dubai and, Aladdin's Kingdom, and none of that happened. This is the reality. This is the reality. This is not, you hate Crawford. That's reality. They said they was getting the Pacquiao fight for 8 years, and never happened. Ricky Williams said, Bud been telling y'all he a duck. Why you mad? Ricky Williams couldn't wait for this. Kenichi, he said, PBC the only company that don't mention any other company or ride coattails because they are truly number one in boxing. Boop. Yep. That's what I'm saying. Like, everybody mentioning Gervonta on other telecasts, like everyone's posting Jake Paul. Jake Paul, he pretty much PBC. He working with Steven Espinoza and Showtime and them. Everybody's talking about it. No, bro, Jake Paul made more noise. Tank and Jake Paul, when they just fought, made more, and Floyd Logan Paul, that there's nothing on any other network, boxing-wise, that made more collective noise than Floyd versus Logan, Jake Paul's T. Woodley fights, and Gervonta's fights. Lomachenko Comey, come on, bro. And y'all know what I'm saying is true. And that's not even including Wilder Fury 3. That's not including Errol Spence's fights and Charlo Castano, other great fights. That's just a fraction of it. So y'all know what it is. Bud said he doesn't need Errol. Why are people mad? Because they thought they was going to press. And listen, truth be told, I'm going to tell you how this game goes. Bud Crawford got, I'm not saying from everybody, but from old media. From the old media, there's other people outside of old media that like Bud Crawford, right? But what I'm saying is this. Bud Crawford is considered the PBC killer because one of PBC's top guys is Errol Spence, and some people think that Terrence Crawford could beat him. So with that in play, and at the time, Bud Crawford having a Jewish promoter in Top Rank, people are okay with Bud Crawford because he's the antithesis or the anti-PBC because, again, he's calling out Errol Spence and stuff like that. But if Bud Crawford would have signed to PBC years ago, like people asked him to, then guess what? You would just be another nigga and people wouldn't support you, or those people, those old media people wouldn't support you because it's really not about, I got to see this fight. A lot of these dudes, they're liking Bud Crawford because they think he's anti-PBC, which he kind of looks like at least, and they think he has a shot to beat Errol Spence and disrupt that over there. So that's why they're going hard, and it's like the lesser of two evils. That's why they're pushing for it, and we could do this all day, like Dillian White. Dillian White's with Eddie Hearn. So he too has a Caucasian promoter, and he was talking all that about Deontay Wilder, blah, blah, blah. And that's why they like Dillian White, old media. They're like, oh, Wilder needs to fight Dillian White. When is he going to fight Dillian White? Because he's considered, at least they thought he was a threat to Deontay Wilder, and that's what they want to see. So that's the rivalry they want to see. But Dillian White had a chance to sign to PBC or ESPN, and if he would have did that, then they wouldn't have backed him like that. Do you see what I'm saying? So basically it becomes when a lot of these other promoters have a guy to pit against a PBC guy, that's what it becomes. Like Andrade. People will say, oh, Andrade, Charlo needs to fight Andrade. They're doing that because Andrade's with Eddie Hearn and he's not aligned with PBC, and they feel Andrade, Charlo, maybe Andrade can beat Charlo, right? So he just becomes the antithesis or the anti-PBC guy. So that's what old media is constantly looking for. They're constantly looking for a guy that can beat, a popping PBC guy. And it's lame because it's a lot of clout chasing. And that's the reality, bro. Remember Lomachenko? People are saying, oh, Tank's ducking Loma and all that. And then as soon as Lomachenko stopped looking, when he started losing to like Teofimo, they shut up and they didn't even say nothing. They didn't even say nothing about it. And then now Lomachenko creeping back in with some wins, and now they like, oh, Tank need to fight Loma. But immediately, if you do the math, I have a channel, so I know I got popular social medias in boxing. When Teofimo had Lomachenko looking bad and beat him, and he wasn't throwing punches for 6 rounds, all that stuff died down for that timepiece. Nobody was requesting Tank Davis versus Loma. Do you guys understand that? Do you guys understand that? Nobody was, when Loma had lost to Teofimo, that if you look at that time space, nobody was really saying Tank is ducking Lomachenko. You know why? Because at that given moment, Lomachenko was looking kind of washed, and he had lost bad, and he didn't throw punches for 6 rounds. So those same racists and same people with old media, they didn't believe at that given point that Lomachenko was the same and or could beat Tank Davis at that given point. So all that stuff died down for a cool minute. And it wasn't until Lomachenko looked good versus Nakatani and then beat Richard Comey, and then now you're seeing those conversations somewhat reemerge. Because that's what it's about to them. It's about finding that anti-guy. Because I swear to you, I didn't see nobody, when Lomachenko lost to Teo, nobody was saying that he should fight Tank. Nobody. But then now that he winning, again, he got 2 little solid wins, or okay wins. And then now they're saying, oh, Tank, come on, step up, fight someone. You got to fight someone good, fight Lomachenko. Now, so they need that kind of confidence. They wasn't asking for that after the Teo fight. So yeah, man. Long story short, Errol, Spence, Ugas, buckle up, is coming. And see, realistically, all the anti-PBC channels and all the anti-PBC people, what can you say? Showtime, that's PBC. Showtime, Jake Paul just had a crazy knockout. It's on Sports Center. Tank Davis, everybody was talking about his fight, including people like Ryan Garcia, blah, blah, blah. And then look, they got Keith Thurman Barrios, return of Leo Santa Cruz. He's fighting my dude, Keenan Carball. Man, they got some good fights on there. They got Josecito Lopez, Abel Ramos. That's a dope fight. They got Brian Castano versus Charlo 2. Now we got Errol Spence Ugas. Man, stop. DAZN got Carlos Cuadras versus, I don't even know. I forgot somebody. He fighting somebody. So, good luck with that. Anyway, I'm done streaming. I've been streaming all night. Thank y'all for rocking with me. I got to give my voice, I need some tea. I need to give my voice a rest. Well, I'll talk about this more later. But yeah, Errol Spence Ugas, WBA said it's good to go. Really hurts Terrence Crawford, like I've been telling y'all. It really does. Because all those videos in the ocean. See, just listen to what I'm saying. While Crawford is in the ocean making pointless videos on your vacation, it didn't get him nowhere. Remember, these are literally my words. And y'all said I was hating. Remember this. I said the reason why I wasn't fancying those moves from Crawford, because just like in the sport of boxing, you have aggression and you have effective aggression. What Crawford was doing, like going in the ocean saying, "Oh, Errol, where you at?" Oh. I already knew it was coming. And I told you, Errol versus Ugas. Y'all didn't believe me. Now you get it. Now you're going to get this work. So that wasn't effective aggression. So 2 weeks ago, he said, "Errol, where you at?" And you wasted time on your vacation with some dude in the background, and you're calling out Errol Spence. And while you're doing that, PBC is handling business with clearly the WBA, Stanionis' team, Ugas' side, Louis de Cuba's, Al Heyman, Errol Spence, Derek James, you know what I'm saying? And they're actually working to handle business, and you're doing this to put pressure. How much pressure did you put on him if 2 weeks later, a week later, after saying, "Hey, IBF, make me a Mando. Hey, Errol, I'm looking for you in the ocean." 2 weeks later, all that is deaded, and the WBA says, "We came to an agreement. There's a great fight for Stanionis and Butayev, who's just coming off a great win where he pulverized Jamal James. Errol Spence and Ugas is a 3, possibly 4 belt fight, which is a great fight. This is Ugas's best career win. This is the best time to fight Ugas. If you could have fought Ugas at any point in his career, the best time is now, because he just beat Pacquiao and looked dominant. So again, that's why I said, Terrence Crawford, it was not effective aggression. You talking about, "Errol, I'm looking for you in the ocean," and while you making the little kid videos or whatever, they working on the next 2022 fight. What is Bud gonna do now? What are you gonna do? I don't know. Is he going to PBC? Is he with Daniel Kennedy? I don't know. I don't think he's really revealed that. But what is Bud Crawford's 2022 plans? Because we now know it's not Errol Spence next, and it's outside of Bud. And I'm not going to say Jaron Ennis and Virgil Ortiz, because they're dope fighters, but they're young on their way up. So the most veteran top fighters are fighting each other again on PBC, Errol Spence and Ugas, outside of Crawford. So outside of Crawford, he can't fight himself. The 2 other veteran seasoned best welterweights are fighting each other. And then Keith Thurman's fighting Mario Barrios. So what is Bud going to do? How's he going to fight? How's Bud? Bro, I'm telling you, y'all don't understand, bro. I'll destroy y'all. Y'all don't see the vision. Y'all don't see until it's, you know how they say, if there was a snake, it would have bit me. Y'all would have been bit a long time ago. Y'all don't see the plays. Y'all think that's why there's nobody in boxing that can do what I do. I told you I shook up the world. Rumble, young man, Rumble. He said Bo Mack is responsible for all this. I don't care who y'all want to blame. There's nobody in boxing better than me. Nobody. I do this. I run game. Y'all didn't even see the vision. I'm like 8-10 steps ahead of y'all. So listen, all the veteran for Danny, he just lost to Errol. So he talking about 54. So I don't really even know what he's doing. But either way, even if Terrence Crawford fought Danny Garcia, yet again, you're fighting a guy Errol Spence already beat. And I don't even see that fight happening. He talking about 54. So no Danny, you just beat Porter and he's retired. So there's no real reason for a rematch. He's retired. Ugas and Errol are fighting for 3-4 belts. Keith Thurman, he's finally coming back after a 3-year hiatus, fighting Gervonta Davis' last opponent, Mario Barrios. Who's Bud gonna fight? He got to fight Inactivity or Jaron Ennis or Virgil Ortiz or Josh Taylor or maybe Regis Prograis or something. But even in that, Regis is at 40. Josh Taylor's at 40. So even if you fought one of them, Those aren't even 47 pounders at the moment, even though Josh Taylor looked pretty big. So y'all tell me what it is. I seen that Prince Savage. Yeah, he fighting Leo. Let's go. He said T. Woodley. Y'all better stop. Bro, who's Bud gonna fight? That's what I'm saying. But Bud thinks he ahead, like he steps ahead of outsmarting everybody. Who's he gonna fight? He only fought one time this year. And it was at the end of the year. So is he gonna do it wait around? Is that what he's gonna do? He's gonna not fight in the spring. He's not gonna fight in the summer and wait around to the back half of the year, hoping to fight the winner of Errol Spence Ugas. At age 34, I don't even know if that's advisable. I mean, I know Bud stay in shape. So that's cool. I'm just telling you, like, y'all don't peep the plays. So both Keith Thurman, Ugas, and Errol Spence, all three of the top, like, ready-made PBC guys, they all have fights. Jose Cito's booked up. Abel Ramos is booked up. Mario Barrios is booked up. Keith Thurman's booked up. Errol Spence and Ugas are now booked up. Sean Porter's retired. Danny Garcia's off a loss to Errol, maybe even moves to 54. Mikey Garcia just lost to a guy named Sandal. Who is Crawford going to fight? Who is he going to fight? Name somebody he could fight that's respected in the first quarter of 2022. Y'all tell me that. And then Stanionis is fighting Butiev, which is a great fight. Both guys are coming off of wins, Collazo and then the Cody Crowley. He not finna fight Crawford. He got a shot at Errol Spence Ugas winner. I'm telling you, you tell me how Crawford gonna make this win. And Boots, Virgil Ortiz, those are just dangerous fights because they like young dudes that's like more high risk, low reward. I'm not saying Bud absolutely couldn't beat him. I don't know, but that's just risky fights for what they bring at the moment. You know what I'm saying? But hey, fight Boots. Dion said Crawford versus Victor. You're talking to a tree, bro. Ortiz. Man, if he fight Victor Ortiz, I'm done. He better not fight Victor Ortiz. I don't know why y'all blocked that Jandro. I think he was cool. He said, but listen, y'all, listen. I want answers because y'all keep saying I was hating when I was saying all this stuff. He said he might fight Andre Berto. Berto ain't fought since like 2019. So, I mean, all right. He said Guerrero. Hey, no, y'all better chill, bro. Bro, I mean, none of those fights really do nothing for Bud. Y'all tripping. Y'all just, no, I'm saying the fight that helps Bud's, the only fight that really helps him is Virgil Ortiz or Jaron Ennis, because those are considered up-and-coming top guys. Everything else, Regis, Prograis, Josh Tate, those are 140-pounders. Mikey just lost to a guy named Sandals. So who wants to see at this point after, and it's still Bud living in Errol's shadows if he fights Mikey Garcia. You see what I'm saying? Because Errol already beat Mikey Garcia when he was undefeated. Berto ain't fought since August 2018. Try again. So I highly doubt he ain't fought since 2018. I was at that fight. So he ain't fought in like 4 years. So it ain't going to be him. So Floyd's retired. Pacquiao's retired. Who's Bud going to fight? How's he going to fight Keith Thurman? And he's fighting Mario Barrios, which was confirmed on. Y'all don't watch boxing. That's whatever. Bro, they just said on the Fox telecast Keith Thurman's fighting Mario Barrios and announced the whole card. What are y'all talking about? Listen, I know y'all want me to be wrong, but not this time, Utah. Keith Thurman got his next deal. So Bud doing ocean splash, ocean spray videos. All right. Look, boom. Any more questions? So this is what PBC posted February 5th on pay-per-view. Keith Thurman. My boy Keenan Carbajal on that. Fighting Leo in a comeback fight. So, bro, I told you I'm the best. I'm the best ever. So, welterweights. Let's look at the picture. Mario Barrios moving to welterweight, booked up. Keith Thurman, booked up. Jose Cito Lopez, booked up. Abel Ramos, booked up. Errol Spence, booked up. Yordenis Ugas, booked up. Pacquiao, retired. Sean Porter, retired. Andre Berto, he ain't fought since 2018, so I highly doubt his first fight back would be a guy like Crawford in free agency, right? Jesse Vargas, he about to be a senator or something. He trying to, I don't know what he doing. I think he got a political career. Mikey Garcia, he just lost and said he dropping down to 35. Bro, you tell me, Danny Garcia, Errol Spence already beat him, and he's probably moving to 54. Timothy Bradley retired. You tell me who Bud is going to fight in the first quarter. Stanionis booked up. Butiev booked up. Cody Crowley just won, and he's the mandatory most likely for the winner of Errol Spence Ugas. Adrian Broner inactive. Who's Crawford going to fight? He got all the answers. Y'all said I was hating, so y'all tell me. Even, oh my gosh. Y'all just admit I'm the best ever. That's all y'all got to do. PBC has every guy at 154 that we even know. So who's he going to fight? Bro, Jermell Charlo already fighting Brian Castano in a rematch. PBC has Luis Arias. PBC has Tony Harrison, Brian Peralta, Jermell Charlo, Brian Castano. They have Jason Rosario. They have Julian J. Rock Williams. They got the guy that just beat J. Rock. What are we talking about, bro? So who's he going to fight? Sebastian Fundora with PBC. So who's Bud going to fight over there? Bro, all roads lead to PBC in your I'm done. This is too easy. Y'all better give me some better work. All roads lead to PBC. You have to work with them. You have to damn near work with them, with the exception of a couple guys, Regis Prograis, Probellum, Josh Taylor. That means you have to go back and work with Bob Arum, who you just left, so he'll probably try to cook it and have you fight in Scotland with some Braveheart band with kilts and blue face paint. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to try to make sure you get that L. Jaron Ennis, highly dangerous, and he has no belt, but it's just a great fight and a dangerous fight. Or Virgil Ortiz. Mean Machine just got knocked out by Virgil Ortiz. He was already knocked out by Crawford. I mean, who's he going to fight? Ray Robinson? Josh Kelly just lost. You know, Crawford, David Avanesian. I mean, bro, what type of numbers that do? Crawford, David Avanesian. Y'all let me know. So I can't wait. Maybe Bud can, pull a rabbit out the hat. Maybe he can pull a rabbit out the hat, but I'm not seeing it. David Avanesian, Crawford going double wood. That fight going double wood, bro. Eddie Hearn already said, I don't want to sign Crawford. I ain't got nothing for him. Told you. I mean, Crawford, what is he going to fight? There's what's the name? The one that fought Sebastian Lipinets, or what's the name? Lipinets, Sergey Lipinets. What's that dude? Black dude from Canada. Oh my gosh. What's that? Man, Conor Ben, stop it. Bro, Conor Ben just stopped Chris Algieri. You think Eddie Hearn is gonna, bro, I'm telling you, y'all want me to be wrong so bad, bro. Madrimov in a different division. Bro, Conor Ben fighting Granados and Chris Algieri level people. So Eddie Hearn, knowing how he matchmakes, I highly, highly doubt that they would just rush Chris, whatever his name, Conor Ben, just rush him and then put him in there with a Terrence Crawford. That it just, bro, that doesn't even make sense. That's like your kid learning how to ride a bike with training wheels, and you take the training wheels off and put them on the freeway. I mean, it's just, y'all just say stupid stuff, bro. Y'all just say whatever. If you had a kid and they were learning how to ride a bike and you took the training wheels off for the first time, you just put them on the freeway and say ride the bike, and if you veer off in the traffic, you die. Like, come on, bro. They're not finna do that. Y'all just saying anything. Y'all want me to be wrong so bad. It's so funny. Instead of y'all just admitting that, dang, Ego was on point with his dissertation, y'all want me to be, you're just saying anything. And guess what? He already beat Amir Khan and Kell Brook, and they're fighting each other. Bro, Amir Khan, Kell Brook fighting. Y'all just want me to be wrong, but I've already thought this through. Madrimov, man, stop it. Bro, nobody even knows who that is. But great career. So you're going to go up and wait and fight some dangerous random dude that nobody knows. That's, I mean, if that's Crawford's career, enjoy. Yeah, fight Madrimov. Bro, it's only, I'm telling you, everybody got booked up and is moving along. Crawford just now becomes a free agent. And at best, it's like all the people that he could fight are really like high risk, low reward. Oh my God, I'm done. Y'all giving me a headache. I ain't gonna hold y'all. Bro, y'all talking about David Evanesian. I already said his name. Okay, so Crawford's gonna demand 60% and Errol get 40%. It off of a David Evanesian performance, a guy Lamont Peterson beat years ago. Like, y'all just saying whatever, bro. This is really giving me a headache. David Evan, like, even if you do these fights that y'all talking about, like, okay, David Evanesian, Josh Kelly, Conor Ben, bro, that's not gonna put him in the driver's seat for Errol Spence off any of them fights. None of them. Josh Kelly just lost to David Evanesian. David Evanesian, bro, that you think so Crawford could beat David Evanesian and be like, oh, Errol, you take 40% now because I beat David Evanesian, a guy Lamont Peterson beat in like 2017 on the Broner Granados undercard. Come on, bro. Like I said, and then every other option is like either a stretch or it's high risk, low reward. Like Josh Taylor, Regis Prograis, that's kind of like more high risk, low reward. Not saying Crawford couldn't beat them, but they're 140 pounders who have zero real big fights at 147. So what do you really gain from at 34 years old because you beat Josh Taylor? Plus, the Josh Taylor's fight specifically, he's from Scotland. That fight doesn't make sense and make money in dollars in America. So you would have to probably work with Top Rank, and they're going to try to put it, Bob already told you, they're going to put the fight in Scotland. So they'll probably try to cook up the judges. So if you don't knock this man out, then look for some crazy scorecards and stuff. Split decisions and robberies, just like Jeff Horn and Pacquiao. So again, these are all high. Bud thinks he has it all figured out. To me, these are all high risk, low reward situation. Virgil Ortiz, Jaron Ennis, they're really nice and they're good. High risk, low reward. They have no belts. They have no big names. So you can give them, you're giving them a platform. If you fight one of them and they knock you down or hurt you, that helps them. Anything, unless you like, it doesn't really benefit Crawford. You see what I'm saying? Like, if they want to make the fight, make the fight. But okay, let's say he knocked out Jaron Ennis, and I'm just making up spitballing. Then people say, oh, he had no experience. Let's say he knocks out Virgil Ortiz. Then people are like, oh, yeah, that was a major step up and he got knocked out. Okay. You see what I'm saying? So good fights. But on the flip side, if they beat you or stop you or hurt you, then that builds them and builds their brand. So these are all just highly unlikely or high risk, low reward type of scenarios for Crawford. I don't see how it gets him any kind of vantage point. And I'm really trying to think of anybody that's available, that's realistic. WBO rankings. I told you, I've already thought of all this. Y'all want me to be wrong. It's not going to happen. I've already done the math. Crawford's great. He's a dope fighter. We know that. But he in a pinch. All right. WBO rankings. These are their newest rankings. Smash the like button. He got to hit up 3G for Steve Rolls' number, says Dion. Y'all tripping, Steve Rolls. Number 1 ranked person is Virgil Ortiz Jr. Number 2 is Jaron Ennis. Boots Ennis. Number 3 is Michael McKinson. Number 4 is Sandor Martin. That's the guy that beat Mikey Garcia. 5 is David Avanesian. 6 is Kudrio Adukakarov, who just lost. So it really should say Cody Crowley next month. Lewis Crocker, Stanionis, who's occupied, Keita Obara, Chris Algieri, and he just got decimated. So they'll probably take him off because he got knocked out with one punch. Connor Ben, Mikey Garcia, Ryota Toshishima, Janelle Figueroa. Man, stop. Just get this out of here, bro. Bro, look at these names. Like, none of that is going to help Crawford, bro. Except for Virgil Ortiz boots, and those are risky just because, just risky. I'm out. Y'all got to deal with the truth. Peace.